Life's a Beach Realty. We're all about life on the beach. Stunning Panama City Beach and one of the most beautiful properties on the Gulf Coast, Shores of Panama. Radiant, elegant, and spectacular. Steps away from white sugar sand, every room overlooks the turquoise of the Gulf of Mexico. Come in for your tour today. Life's a Beach Realty is your gateway to Shores of Panama, the shores, and a whole lot more.
Oh.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Sports Web, or Blake and Blake Sports here live on Bucs Report. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Mr. Blake Cabell, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, getting you ready for the fight tonight. Keith, one-time Thurman Clearwater resident versus Manny Pacquiao.
Down goes Frazier. Wait, wrong fight.
No, wrong fight, but I tell you right now, in terms of a boxing match, I think this is what boxing needs, right, boys?
Absolutely, you want this kind of fight. Number one versus number two. Champion versus challenger. And the challenger being a well-renowned name, a household name as Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. So, yes, boxing needs this kind of fight.
And hopefully you guys can hear us right now. It is loud. We're inside the bar. It was raining. We're in here now getting ready for this fight. And I think a lot of people right now with their eyes in the Bay Area are on Keith one-time Thurman from being from Clearwater, 29-0, had somewhat of a layoff, came back, kind of struggled his last fight. Now he's got a real challenge with Manny Pacquiao, 61-7-2. So.
And right, and being a local guy, right, we automatically are pulling for him, and it's also a great thing. He's very heavily favored in this fight, but we all know Pacquiao. I mean, we've watched Pacquiao for years. So, I mean, like we were saying earlier today with Marquise, any given time, it could be anyone's day. The right square, the right hit on the chin. We're not expecting that kind of power from Pacquiao, but it gives, that's what the fighting game's all about. But of course, Thurman's definitely the heavily favored.
And they said they hear us just fine. And again, what you're watching is the evolution of sports talk television. I'm going to take it the Sports Web, but again, I got my co-host of Blake and Blake Sports, Mr. Blake Cabell, who's been hanging around all day long. And look, we've been live here at Berg's. It's a great place. Mark Ferguson says, come out, do a pre-fight show, 1320 Central Avenue in St. Pete. Great food, great wings.
Oh.
And just to update the Rays score right now, 1-0. Avisail Garcia with a home run in the bottom of the seventh.
Which is so un-Rays like, a 1-0, a 1-0 game going into the eighth here. Actually, no, ninth. So, yeah, we're 3 outs away from winning this game, which would be a great thing to get off that 4-game losing streak.
Right.
Definitely need something like
Good
this.
pitching tonight by Ryan Yarborough. That's exactly what this Rays team needed. So we'll see if they can hold it up. The bullpen has had some problems. I'll tell you another thing I like about being out here. I actually got some sun today. Some people are like, are you mad? No, I'm not mad. I got some sun.
Definitely, your beard got darker. I mean, you got darker.
All right, so let's talk about this fight a little bit. 30 years old, Keith Thurman versus 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Again, Pacquiao most likely is going to be in the Hall of Fame. He definitely has the speed in this fight. I think it's speed versus power, and I think that kind of favors Thurman, right?
Right. And I think the stamina-wise too. I mean, Pacquiao's going up against some would say is in a better shape, Thurman. So, but I mean, Pacquiao's not the legend, but he's the experienced veteran going into this. So, I mean,
he's not what he was.
No.
I mean, let's face it. But he took out Lucas Mathews. He did take out Adrian Bronner. So, those are good fights to get him ready. But honestly, Blake, you love boxing. You're a boxing fan. Do you think that he can take this the full 11 to 12 rounds?
You talking about Pacquiao?
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 years of age. Manny Pacquiao's a veteran, possibly a boxing legend, if you want to say that. Great guy in his country, in the Philippines. But he can go 12 rounds. Pacquiao's done this before. He's been in this business for a very long time. But Pacquiao would like to get it ended quicker, being as the style of fighter he is. And what I think was going to happen in this match is Thurman's going to try to beat him with points if he doesn't put Manny down or get him hurt some type of way. He's going to beat him with points.
Yeah. And what you're watching right now is the Sports Web live on Bucs Report. Join the 62,000 following here at Ferg's. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Mr. Blake Cabell, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy here. And you're looking at how much they're going to get for the fight. $20 million to Pacquiao, only about $8 million to Thurman. How does that work? Because
wasn't it 10 and 2.5?
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
I mean, yeah, and I don't understand that, because you would think going into the fight that Thurman would be the one that's favored over Pacquiao, because Pacquiao's the older fighter, but it's
oh my
overwhelming.
God. Sox just hit a home run to tie it up, 1-1.
And
Pagan.
There you go.
And there you have it.
Wow, the Rays with a lack of a closer in middle
You just
relief.
talking about pitching? There
shocked.
it is. Peter Blake should be pitching for the Tampa Bay Rays.
And as you can hear right now, you've got White Sox fans in the background cheering because the Chicago White Sox just tied the game up in the top of the ninth off of Emilio Pagan. Home run. Who's the guy who got it? Looks like McCann, isn't it?
Yeah, McCann.
All right, so we're updating here. We're here live at first.
And he got all of that.
Yeah, you did. It's a shame. Why would you put $75 for a fight that probably wouldn't last that long? Well, that's the thing about it, Christopher. Actually, what they're saying right now, according to Vegas, is that not only Pacquiao is favored, but this fight could go 11 rounds, 11 or 12 rounds. And for me, if it goes 11 or 12 rounds, that doesn't favor Thurman. That favors Pacquiao.
Right, because then you go to the crafty veteran and he's probably scoring. I mean, he's staying in there, he's scoring. And, I mean, would it be out of the question? I mean, it'd be Pacquiao. We're not going to sit here and go, I never saw it coming. But at this point, it seems like a tall order, but we can hope for it.
Sure, and what's in store, what's, in stake here is that whoever wins this, not only is the champion, WBA welterweight champion,
correct,
but they're going to face the Errol Spence Jr. versus Sean Porter winner, and whoever wins that, then you'll have a super match. But it's good for boxing again. This is good. This is what boxing needs. This is what's going to get people excited. I hope for the young kid to win, 30 years old, but it's tough. There's a reason why Pacquiao has won so many fights. My question is, he's got the speed. Is he as good as he used to be? I'm not sure. And Thurman's got the power. So to me, that would favor Thurman, right? So if you're Keith Thurman, you have to take him out early in the rounds. You have to take him out. And Marquise John said this today. He thinks it's an 8th round fight.
And you know what? You just said it yourself. Therein lies the paradox. And Blake, you're a bigger boxing fan than me. But Pacquiao at $20 million and Thurman getting paid at $8 million.
Well, you already know why motivation. That is. You already know why that is. Well, who do you know better, Thurman, or do you know Pacquiao?
Well, no, and
better?
it's facial name recognition. But it begs the question is, so we'll see how this fight goes tonight. I'm not going to say not to expect it, but let's say it's not a great fight. Let's say it's weighted toward Thurman. How many times are we going to stop paying for a fighter to stay in it? Maybe that's a little probably passing up some good contending fights because a name recognition boxer is going to get the bigger payday.
Right.
And on the other foot, $20 million versus $5 million or $8 million, you said?
Yeah, about $8 million.
I mean, it's probably about 4.5 more than he would have got fighting anybody else right now because of the name recognition alone. But it starts, we're all paying so much, unless you're down here at Ferg's enjoying this free party tonight. but we're all, they're asking pay-per-view viewers to. It's almost as bad of an investment as, like we said earlier today, a Tyson fight back in the day.
Oh boy, Tyson fight. You could pay $100 for to watch that special and it'd be over in 3 minutes.
Oh, I was talking about this today off air. Peter McNeely, 93 seconds.
Yep, Peter McNeely. Yep, right. And Peter McNeely came in there talking so much crap and got laid out so fast. I just didn't think he realized how hard Tyson punched.
Sure. And I'll tell you right now, again, I always go back to it. You want Thurman to win because you would assume that he's the future of boxing. Again, he took off those 2 years, got injured, came back, struggled with his last opponent. And now I think people are kind of like saying, you know what, he's not a favorite. Manny Pacquiao has the experience. But you hope it doesn't turn out to be a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight because they waited too long for that. Yeah. And a lot of boxing fans were disappointed.
And how long were we going to did we wait for that fight? Right. I mean, it was obvious.
6 years too late.
But it was obvious that, literally that first year, that should have been the battle, and they both were leaving each other alone, not going to it.
Yeah.
At this point, we wait 5 more years, we can let it be Pacquiao versus Ronda Rousey, and maybe that's a good fight.
Yeah. I mean, so, again, Thurman coming into this fight, 29-0, 22 KOs. Another interesting fact that I told you off air is that Thurman has not knocked really anybody out since 2013. When it has to do with cuts and stuff like that, they stopped the fight. But a legitimate knockout, he hasn't done that since 2013. He's actually promised that he's going to retire Manny Pacquiao. So, to me, is he going to take more chances early in the fight to basically end it early? Because, you don't want to go to the distance with Pacquiao, right?
I get Thurman. Thurman's a hometown hero. He's trying to get everybody in the area behind him. If you follow him on social media, he's wearing a Buccaneer jersey with the number 0 and Thurman on it. That has nothing to do with what Peter asked, but I just want to point that out that Thurman shouldn't put stuff like that against a guy that's been around a long time.
Yeah.
That's fought some of the best fighters, won the ability to do so, and has stood toe-to-toe against them. You just don't know what can happen in a fight. Do you think Manny Pacquiao is going to come out against a guy who's 10 years younger than him and then play to your advantage? If that's what he's thinking, you're in for a rude awakening. But Thurman should put away Pacquiao if he has the chance to before he doesn't have the chance to.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, great point. What you're watching right now is the evolution of Sports Talk Television live here from Ferg's, 1320 Central Avenue in St. Pete. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Mr. Blake Cabell, Blake and Blake Sports. You got Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy in the house. We've been here all day long. Let's read some comments here. Let's see. They still can't score any runs. They're referring back to the Rays again. Update the score. Pagan gives up a home run to McCann. It's now 1-1.
Top of the ninth, no outs.
Right now you got bottom of the ninth here. Avisail Garcia up. So we'll update the Rays score. Of course, this is Bucs Report, so the big news of the day. Devin White finally gets signed by the Bucs. Training camp is officially starting tomorrow, but we're going to be out there the first day we can be on July 26th and then also on August 6th. So big things happening with Bucs Report and also the Sports Web, the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Just jamming out over there, the boys to men, right? Motown Philly?
That's right, Philly.
All right, so with that being said, we talked about the implications. We talked about how much these guys are going to get paid. Marquise John today said 8th round. What are you thinking?
He said 8?
Yep.
I go to 10th round.
Agreed to terms. And again, technicality, he agreed to terms. That's what he. So
right. I mean,
Devin White agreed to terms. He didn't actually sign. He agreed to terms.
And in fact, I want to go ahead and I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm pretty sure that when we made that initial announcement, we broke it. It was the Buccaneers and Devin White have agreed to terms. We didn't say he actually signed. Of course, in the retro,
right.
It may have
and
came
it's
out.
from Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times. So he reported it first. We reported it. We gave it out there, throw it out there. And that article is up on Bucs Report, bucksreport.com. Again, tune into all the great podcasts. Cannon Fire Podcast with Rhett Mathews. Thanks a lot for him coming out today. Real Bucs Talk with Michael Pless. Yeah, Buck, what you heard with Gene Thomas and Michael Pless. And, of course, Bucs Ball with JT. Westmoreland?
I can't hardly hear you, brother.
JT. We're going to say that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Ren Dax is tuned in here.
Right.
The Rays think they are the Mets. And that's been disappointing. That's been the whole key for the Rays lately is the bullpen. But Avisail Garcia right now is on first, so that's a good start.
No outs, runner on first, bottom of the ninth.
So look, we'll see if the Rays can pull it out.
May the odds forever be in our favor.
Right. So I'm looking at it, and I go back to you. How many rounds does it go tonight?
It goes to 10 rounds.
10 rounds for you.
I like the 8. I like the 8 round. I mean, I still think that might be being a little more optimistic for Pacquiao. I would not be surprised if it ended sooner, but I would be wishful hoping for 8. I would be.
You know what? Vegas is saying 11. I don't think it lasts that long because I think Thurman is on a mission. I think people have kind of underestimated him because of that long layoff of 2 years. I think that Pacquiao has seen his best days. I'm going to go 6 rounds. How about that?
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
6 rounds.
That's the fun part of discussing sports. Everybody has different opinions.
That's it. And I go 6 rounds. I think Thurman has a little bit more.
Okay, Peter. Why do you think 6?
Because
do you think he hurts Pacquiao early?
I do. I think he takes a little bit more chances, right? Because he's saying, I'm going to knock this guy out and retire him. Now, the question is, if he takes those chances, does that expose him to Pacquiao? Does that, Pacquiao has the speed. Is he as good as he used to be? I don't think so. But you would see the last 2 fights. But you know what? I don't know if he can match the power of Thurman. Just my opinion. So, all right, let's see here. Manny gets TKO'd. That's what
I'd be surprised.
Ian is saying.
I'd be surprised.
I mean, look, again, I
just believe because Pacquiao is, lack for a better word, a fighter. That guy isn't a guy who lays down.
It's a sweet sign.
Yeah, he's a guy who doesn't lays down. He's a guy who fights boxing matches beyond himself. If y'all know nothing about him, he's all in his community, in his country, in the Philippines. He has a reason for everything he's doing. Pacquiao might be a senator or some type of congressman after the world of boxing. He fights for a purpose. So for this, just to see him to get laid out and just be dealt with like a used rug, I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, we're live at Perks, 1320 Central Avenue in St. Pete. Get down here, watch the fight. It's starting at 9 o'clock, so we're pretty much going to get out of here. But right now, just to update the score of the Rays and the White Sox, 2 men on, no out. Joey Wendell with a hit.
Man in scoring position.
And Avisail Garcia at second, so we'll see what happens with that. We'll try to update the score. But, again, the fight is starting at
the White Sox have gathered around the pitching mound. Runners on first and second, no outs, top, bottom of the ninth. I think the Rays, they're looking a little bit inspired. I was just trying to sound like I was doing radio. But I want to also let everyone know, that the music is jamming out here, and we are taking online bids for which of us you want to dance with, and you come on down tonight, you can have that dance. It'll be me, and it'll be in the cage over there. Oh, we're doing the Macarena?
No, we're not doing the Macarena. We're doing dust your shoulders off there. Oh man, it's been a long day. All right, let's see here. Let's see. The fight goes all the way with Pac-Man winning by decision. Thurman will leave with a moral victory for hanging in there with the legend.
Any other time I would want Thurman to win. This is a hometown guy, but I got a lot of love for Pacquiao. This is my past grandmother's one of her favorite fighters is Pacquiao. So I always got a love for Pacquiao. So I'm kind of tossing between the two in this one. I'll just say the best man wins. Oh, Lord, interference. Glad that wasn't us.
No, that wasn't us.
Yeah, wasn't us. Heck no.
We've done that before, haven't we?
I'm going to be unbiased.
Wait, that wasn't in my head? Okay, I thought that was just me.
Sorry, Ray. That hearing aid. I said I'm going to be unbiased in this match. Best man wins. And I would like both fighters to win. So best man wins. I'm not going to pick anybody.
Oh, and
thrown out at third.
Avisail Garcia.
No.
Unbelievable.
We still have first and second.
Tampa Bay Rays. Just unbelievable.
That's one out, though, Peter.
They try to get down a bunt.
He hit it the wrong way.
It goes right to the pitcher. Pitcher makes the right play, and he's dead meat. It's not even close.
Not even close.
Just poorly executed. I mean, and look, going back to the Rays because the fight's about to start here, and we'll get off because we want you to enjoy the fight. We'll come back with the post show here just having lots of fun today.
Actually, they're saying the fight might start around 10:30, so I don't know what that's all about. There's some free fights, so
Well, I mean, like I said, we'll stay here for the Rays game for a little bit, but I plan to be off. About 9 o'clock.
Well, plus, like we were talking about today, and I want to round back that, even though it's a fight show. I don't remember the last time I had so much anticipation going into a Buccaneer season, but yet it got here so quick. I usually, preseason to me is like, okay, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, let's get to the regular season. But this year, the nucleus, the defense, the young players, the differences in coaching, you're still knowing that they're not going to show too much. But, being a gambler that Arians is, I'll bet you we're going to see some fireworks in the preseason, be it Ryan Griffith or Blaine Gabbert or even, Jameson there. So I can't believe Rookies Report tomorrow. We got a fight coming up in here. The Rays are about to win this game, I hope. It's still first and second, 0-2 count.
But going back to that play, that's what made the Rays so special. Throughout the years, they were able to play small ball, base running, defense, and you've got to execute that bunt, and he hits it right to the pitcher.
Well, could you imagine if we could still do that?
Yeah.
Right now, we probably have 10 more wins right now, and I'm not trying. I mean, I never questioned the shift being on, losing the perfect game last week. I don't question the moves that Cash makes because they make magic with what they have. But you know what? That closer, that's been the big thing all year. And again, there's another thing we're going to find out this week. Are we going to be selling or are we going to be buying?
Well, look, you got to win this series. Like I said before, it's meatloaf. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You've got to win this series in order to keep yourself afloat. You're already 1 game down to Cleveland, I believe.
Anything past the trade deadline is playoff. Playoff baseball, playoff basketball, playoff football. Your mind has got to go into playoff mode anytime past the trade deadline. The kid games is out, and you got to start winning. And speaking of the Rays, you got to win. You got to go 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, whatever your series is in the games, and win as many games as you possible to gain ground on the Yankees.
And what you're watching right now is the Sports Web live from Birch, 1320 Central Avenue in St. Pete. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Mr. Blake Cabell of Blake and Blake Sports. Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy giving his baseball perspective. Please don't do that. And we got a meeting at the mound once again as again, there's a situation, high leverage situation with the White Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, you know what it was?
Game time situation.
He had 0-2, and he throws the pitch to Zunino, who just missed pulling it down the left field line, foul. We'd have won the game there. So I'm sure the infield came together and told Marshall, hey, don't give him another pitch to hit. You're up. You're at 0-2. 2 outs in the bottom of the, or 1 out in the bottom of the ninth.
That's probably what the conversation
This is my baseball guy.
That's
right
probably
here.
what they just said.
This is my guy.
That's what they were
here.
saying.
This is my baseball guy.
He said you almost blew it there, bud.
Yeah. Yep. So
And
we'll
now
see if
it's
the
game
Rays
over.
can pull it out here. But I'm looking 50 years, by the way. We landed on the moon. I mean, that's a great. By the way, that's a great line from one of the great movies, Dumb and Dumber. We landed on the moon, and it's 50 years.
50 years ago today.
Yeah.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I was 2 weeks old. Staten Island, New York. Black and white TV, barely coming in.
Double play. 3 outs. We go to the 10th inning here in Tampa.
Lord, extra
between the
innings.
White Sox and your Rays, 1-1.
With our pitching.
Well, yeah, and work back to that. Okay, hats off to the FSU Booster Club, who Pinellas County was here. But also, how about the number of Rays fans out here? We might have lost 3 or 4 to the Yankees, and we lost the opener last night, but there was a good crowd out here today.
Yes.
There's still a lot of optimism here in St. Petersburg, but, I stress, here in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, well, here in St. Pete, you can see the Rays fans. You can see the Rays fans right now. I wish you guys get a look at all the fans that are out here, and I want to get some of them on to come and talk about the Rays and talk about this fight and looking forward to it. So I
got a couple of them.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So
there's no Wi-Fi in the mountain, so I'm safe on that one,
will
Blake.
you shut up? All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and say final thoughts at this point. So you're saying how many rounds again for the Pacquiao Thurman
I'm saying
fight?
10.
10 rounds. Okay. How many?
I'm going to say with 8. I like Marquise. I'm going
All
to
right.
go with 8.
I like Marquise too, but I'm going to go 6 just because I want to be different from everybody
So
else.
why don't we split the difference, call it 9?
6, 8, 10. I like that.
Right. I just don't want it to be a 12-round fight where you don't see a lot of shots, you see a lot of defense. I don't like a
I
defensive
think we
fight.
play a lot for points. Unless Thurman goes into what he said, he's going to try to retire and Pacquiao. That means you're going for a lot of power hits. And if it doesn't work, he's going to be out of gas.
Right. Well, we shall see here. So I'll tell you what, we'll let you get out to the fight here. We'll end it here. For Blake Cabell, for Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. We'll be back after the fight to recap it and talk with you here live on Bucs Report. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. See you later.
At Life's a Beach Realty, we're all about life on the beach. Stunning Panama City Beach and one of the most beautiful properties on the Gulf Coast. Shores of Panama. Radiant, elegant, and spectacular. Steps away from white sugar sand. Every room overlooks the turquoise of the Gulf of Mexico. Come in for your tour today. Life's a Beach Realty is your gateway to Shores of Panama, the shores, and a whole lot more.